Kylo Ren. I'm sorry, Joe, but I love him. Joe, I love him so much, so fucking much.
Wait.
I knew as soon as he took him out. Like, that's just his character.
I built the fuck out of that kid.
Anyway, proper.
Hell yeah, you would.
This is staying in. Just to give you an idea of the general atmosphere.
Oh, Star Wars!
Obviously, just got a Star Wars Episode 7, Force Awakens, and I'll get to my thoughts last politely because I'm sure people have their own thoughts. But we're gonna go left to right, so contain yourselves, people. Start off with Indigo. Thoughts?
Okay, well, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I don't want to do enough, too many spoilers.
Indigo, it's alright. Trust me, it's probably the highest grossing movie. Most people have either seen Star Wars or they don't care. So go ahead.
Okay, well, first off, this movie was pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay.
Okay, amazing. Let's just go with
We're
that.
judging on curve.
Hey. Indigo, keep it brief. We'll come back generally.
One big thing I liked about this is that they definitely had way more women in this, way more different ethnicities, and more importantly, they had way more variety of aliens.
That was nice.
And also, they barely used any CGI in this. But where was Lupita Nyong'o? You had her in the goddamn credits. Where was she?
Makeup. Lesser Troll, you're next. On the spot.
Fantastic, awesome movie.
A little more.
Admiral Akbar came back.
Yeah.
He came back out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it.
And he basically was there saying, we gotta get out of here because it's a trap.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
The co-pilot for
Lando.
I mean,
Lando.
Nobody to be bow bow.
The squad. He was part of the squad. No.
Came back.
He
was awesome.
He's still there, man.
Okay. Main troll. Big troll.
I love this movie. It's better than all the prequels combined. It's a great watch. Great new characters. Great new feel to it. It doesn't feel like any of the old ones. Feels like a new trilogy, but it definitely feels like Star Wars. Love the characters. I can't wait to see the next one.
Tiefling.
Kylo Ren. Fuck yes. I'm just mad. Oh my god, this movie. Everything about it.
I have one extra thing to add. If you were a fan of the original the original expanded universe, if you're a fan of the original expanded universe, this feels like a movie that was supposed to be about the Solo twins, but they couldn't use the Solo twins, so they had to rewrite it. Just know that going in.
Oh my god. Okay. It pleases me to, within my lifetime, see a good Star Wars movie come out on the big screen. I am.
Good job, J.J. Abrams. Don't fuck it up with the second one.
I need it. I need it right now.
It needs positive reinforcement.
Triple S score. Let's go.
Okay, Gimli. I know you're a big Star Wars fan, obviously. Let's go.
I think out of the group, I think I may be the only one who's maybe slightly disappointed.
Okay, go into it.
I don't think that's how the Force works. That's my first thought.
It just kind of tells you a little bit of everything, basically. Well, what doesn't work? You can give good spoilers.
I don't think that's how mind reading works with the Force.
I don't. That's kind of new. I mean, that's. I guess he's so powerful. That's like his thing.
New Force powers have come up.
Yeah, but still.
Maybe it's a new thing. They're hyping him up as powerful.
I don't know about that.
More thoughts?
And they used it way too much.
Too much Force, you think?
Too much Force mind rape.
Alright, let's watch that for you. Okay. Alright, we'll go back around for a little bit more. Any final thoughts? Back up, guys, we'll get it done.
But he was definitely good.
Otherwise, dude, it was an awesome movie.
The fucking broadcaster did the people. He took that
Great writing, great plot.
He's the biggest Star Wars fan of us all. He can see the flaws.
I loved it.
I'll be able to see them in about an hour or two, but right now
great.
I'm kind of high on that lightsaber battle.
It's really awesome.
Oh god.
Best lightsaber
Oh my
battle
god,
since
the
Return of the
scene
Jedi.
with the Millennium Falcon and them fighting, that first scene, that was like,
I feel like it lived up to all the hype.
I've got my issues with it, but we'll talk about it later. The best thing to take away is that it was pretty awesome movie.
You love that droid. But in that movie, you love that fucking droid. You are hating that droid until this movie.
Okay. I went into this movie pretty much hating on BB-8.
Me too.
And to be honest, he might be my favorite character in said movie. So, he's easily my favorite droid in the Star Wars universe. So he has the most personality. He's so likable.
Yes.
He's got great development. I mean, I take that at least. So yeah, it was very good. Oh, but this might reveal the most. Okay, this is the hard part. Okay, since we do it, since this is Film Fanatics related, Indigo, give me a letter grade.
A.
That's a troll.
The
Troll.
last Star Wars movie that came out was Revenge of the Sith. This gets an A.
Triple S. Alright? Triple S.
That's an A.
I know people who play Devil May Cry
Overall,
understand that.
A minus.
B minus?
A minus. Okay.
Okay.
Probably an A minus.
Alright. Hey, we are still giving it an A.
It's all in the A range. It's all positives. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, guys?
That was awesome. C-3PO came back and we had a red hand arm.
That was awesome.
I'm sorry.
2018 or whatever.
Wookiee bowcasters are badass as shit.
They really hyping that. There must be a new toy on the line somewhere because they're really hyping that up. New version. But
Female character.
strong female character.
Yeah.
Hey, strong
female character.
African American character.
Strong, well-written African American.
You know,
character.
and
Finn. I love Finn. I love how Finn was just a bit geeky about everything.
Yeah.
he loved it, man. And it was just great. It was like, this place sucks. He was the guy that heard the Emperor's laugh and was like, you know what? I think I'm banging for the wrong guy.
Sucks.
It's like, you ever?
This place is really shitty. I'm gonna go home. Wait a minute. Fuck, I don't have a house.
They do pay for my food. You know what I mean? Like, I can see the galaxy.
Why does everybody want to go back to the planet?
Why does every planet look like another planet from the movies?
What, Jakku?
Yes.
Only she wanted to go back. And
The only person
explained
that wanted to go back was her.
was Ray.
Yeah, she
Was
wanted
Ray.
to go back.
Finn wanted to go back because he wanted to get in that.
Yeah.
But that's a different story.
All
Yeah,
right.
you would want to get in that
This is
too.
a solid,
Oh yeah, what?
solid reason to go back.
Wait, do you have a boyfriend?
Awesome movie.
A hot boyfriend?
Do you have a boyfriend? Cute boyfriend?
All right, guys. Force Awakens hype. The hype is real. Go see it if you haven't already. Spoilers are kept to a minimum. Peace. Hey everybody, it's Merlin here, and well, if you can't guess, just saw Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm waiting for my computer to boot up because it just rebooted. I'm going to upload the video here. You guys will watch it actually before this of me and everybody outside the theater talking, and this will be just kind of a follow-up, a little more on my feelings about it. Well, I'll tell you. First of all, it's just really good to see a Star Wars movie, in my time, that's good. That's legitimately really good. And I'll say that off the bat. Like, the spirit of Star Wars is definitely here with this one. The Force is strong with it, I suppose you could say. Pun very much intended. But it does feel much like its own spin on the universe. It's not trying to emulate the prequels or even the original trilogy. And I think that, we have some really good acting for the most part. We have some really great effects. I think that the blend of practical effects with CGI was very well done here. J.J. Abrams definitely knows how to utilize that, as we've seen before. The action was really good. I think there was some good tension. And I think they utilized just enough balance between the old trilogy and the newer one. There were some callbacks, but I don't feel like this movie was really trying to be too much in the shadow of the other movie, though. To be fair, that's going to be somewhat inevitable in a way. I really liked our main characters. I thought that they had a lot of chemistry. There was a lot of good humor. I thought there were some good moral issues there for sure. They really did a good job of expanding on the world. I have to say, I liked seeing a lot of the old characters again, a lot of heavy nostalgia there. But like I said, once again, not too much of that. Not enough that it was suffocating the movie. It was really cool. The lightsaber battles, the little bit we saw were really good. The movie looked really good. The plan was pretty awesome, but it was very enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. So before I go on anything that might be spoiler heavy, just take that from this before you continue on it. If you haven't seen it yet for some reason, I might be going to more spoilers now. I'll say, first of all, the biggest thing that got me emotionally for this movie, I think, is that Harrison Ford, I know, doesn't exactly have the best relationship with Star Wars. He doesn't really like the series that much, but he still came back. He still, I think, gave it a pretty darn good performance, and it was really awesome to see Han Solo back in action again. But with that being said, his death was really, really impactful for me. I think it was probably the best dramatic scene in the movie. which which speaks a lot to the presentation of the film for sure, atmospherically speaking, and acting-wise and directing-wise. And the problem is, though, it kind of leaves me with some minor issues with the script. Now, this movie has had overwhelming positive reviews, but, I'm sure that we can look at it from a critical perspective and say, okay, there are some issues. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was very happy with this movie for the most part. But there were little things that did kind of bug me. First of all, I think the biggest flaw I could think of, the only real legitimate flaw I have with this movie, is that I didn't really like the villain that much. Kylo Ren is revealed, which, by the way, I didn't think it was revealed in a particularly great way. I can't say that I called it necessarily, but when you find out that he is, Princess Leia and Han Solo's son, it had no real impact on me because they didn't really build up to it, so it didn't feel like a twist. But Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, kills his father, Han Solo, and like I said, that was very, very traumatic. Actually, it really was, and that kind of literally the severing of the old world into something new. Once again, really, man, it was tough. But I definitely feel like between those performances and the little bit we get, we sense that obviously it was that fall to the dark side. And I really hope they expand on that in other films. And I suspect they're probably going to bring him back to the good side. I'm pretty sure he won't be the main villain for that one. I'm pretty sure that'll be a plot point, is bringing him back. And hopefully they'll do that. That might fix my issue with him. But in terms of this film as a whole, that does kind of hurt if that's one of the dramatic standpoints, is, oh no, Ben's gone to the dark side. I don't know him. And though I know the two main characters, Rey and Finn, to a much better extent due to their performances and their interactions, I also feel like we could know a little bit more. I guess they're going a bit more with the mystery, at least for Rey, because she has some connection, probably related to the Skywalkers, wouldn't surprise me. But the one thing about the original Star Wars movies is you learn everything about these characters pretty quickly, but you feel like you know enough about them, not only based on their actions, but a little bit of backstory. We don't get much in the way of that. I'm not saying we need a lot, but I didn't feel like I quite connected with these two main characters as much as I did with Luke and Han and Leia in the original movie. Now, admittedly, I think it's a different direction, and I do think I connected with them enough to care about them and like them, but I don't feel like it was as strong an attachment. Heck, that blasts me to say, I felt a little more connected to Qui-Gon Jinn in The Phantom Menace, to be honest. I don't know if that's blasphemy to say, but it's the truth. And I'm really trying not to hold this movie to the same standards as the original trilogy, but that's also impossible. I think it was very good, and I think I definitely would have to see it again. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I didn't like the villain. I thought his presentation definitely seemed like Anakin Skywalker, pretty whiny, but they gave us too much, and his performance in terms of the final fight, he just wasn't that threatening. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you take into account the other stuff they'll fix later with backstory and fleshing out his character, he's not very threatening. Of all the Star Wars villains that are dark Jedi, Sith, evil dark side people, he's legitimately by far the least threatening, and that's a problem. But yeah. Also, I knew this was probably going to happen when I heard about the plot of the movie is basically the search for Luke Skywalker. We're not going to see Mark Hamill till the end of this movie, which is true, and it was a pretty awesome scene when it happened. I'm not going to lie, I was transfixed. I was totally blown away. And hopefully he gets a much bigger part in the next movie, because Mark Hamill, we need more Hamill. And I'm not going to lie, this movie definitely does take you to that majestic, almost transcending spiritualism that the connection that Star Wars has with people at certain points. It does capture that beautiful, epic, mythological magic that the original trilogy had quite a bit of the time, but there are other times when I feel like it doesn't quite add to that epic scale. It's not completely consistent. It's fun, it's interesting, but we'll have one moment where I feel like the stakes are really high, and other moments where I'm like, this battle's engaging, but it didn't seem quite as big to me, quite as grand. And once again, I think that might have had to do with how some of it was shot, like the ultimate Death Star thing, which is this thing that absorbs the freaking power, literally absorbs the matter of a sun and transfuses it to shoot planets across the galaxy. Once again, oh yeah, that comes to another issue. As awesome as that was, first of all, the way that was shot, it didn't really present it as being as intimidating as the Death Star originally, once again. But that was another issue I had. And I know people are going to say, oh, they did it in Return of the Jedi. I know that this is one of the few examples of this film kind of emulating the other ones too much. The Empire, and I'm sorry, I know they're called the First Order, but it's basically the Imperial Remnants. They have not yet learned that the Death Star plan does not work. I mean, and just from a film perspective, can't you come up with a new plot? Something more interesting? Say what you will about the prequels. They aren't as good as this movie, sure, but at least the plots were different than the Death Star thing. It all built up to it. Let's let the Death Star go. It's awesome. Let's come up with something else, okay? Just please. It was cool. It was really cool. Like shooting multiple planets at once. Like, ooh. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, so is this like Dragon Ball? We're just going to keep upping the power to the point it's more ridiculous. I did like the evil Sith, Dark Jedi master guy that Kylo Ren's working for, Suk. I thought he was pretty cool. We were joking that his hologram made him look huge. I hope he is that big in reality. He's just a big, giant guy. That would be really awesome. Let's see what else. Like I said, the minor characters really cool. Makeup was cool. A couple big things. The most important thing to take away from this is there were a couple things that I was complaining about before I saw the movie. One of which was the lightsaber hilt things that Kylo Ren had. I still think they're a little silly looking, but in context of the combat, they weren't that bad. So put that to the side a little bit. Secondly, though, BB-8, the little ball droid, the thing looks stupid, and I was really hating on this thing hard before the movie came out. I'm not gonna lie, man, it's stupid, it's a ball, it's Star Wars, and I'm poking fun of that, but whatever, call it nerd rage, whatever, nitpicking, but I just was mad about it. I was really mad about that. First of all, I learned that it was a practical effect that actually worked, so, okay, that's cool. I guess if we can do that in real life, then, Star Wars technology should handle it. But more importantly, not gonna lie to you guys, that droid might be my favorite character in this movie. He was funny, he was likable, he was adorable, he has growth and development, he was extremely important to the story, once again emulating the original movie with R2, and I don't think he's a replacement for R2. R2's iconic. R2 is arguably, once again, possibly the most powerful character. There's a theory there we've talked about over the years, but not gonna lie, he might even be better than R2. I think he might literally be the best developed droid character in all of Star Wars. I know that sounds like a weird positive thing to take away from this. You might be expecting, oh, the battles were awesome, this plot twist was awesome, this new force power was awesome. No. That is literally the best takeaway from this movie, is that they have done this droid really well. And I liked the build-up, I liked the interactions with Rey, how she cared for him and they bonded and she respected him. And I liked Finn's turn to the good side just because internally he realized, wow, I'm working for bad people. I don't like what I'm doing. Even though I've been trained for this from birth, I'm not going to do this. Also, oh yeah, the what's his name, Pun or whatever, the Oscar Isaac's character, the rogue leader guy, he was awesome too. His death, by the way, he should have died. Him coming back was complete BS. But yeah, he was awesome. The evil stormtrooper lady was awesome. The guy that played basically the Imperial leader, he was pretty cool. Even though he's basically the Empire is just really mad now. They're no longer sophisticated, but they're just really mad. They are quite literally Nazis in space, and they're not trying to lie about it. Also, who was it? Something. Oh yeah, we were joking. The rebellion, the former rebellion, is called the Resistance in this. That's one of those things in this movie that's legitimately stupid. They are the army of the Republic. They represent the Republic. Just say the Republic forces. I know you want to call it the rebellion to sound like it's something. What are they resisting? The separatists or the Imperial Remnants is the First Order. That's a separate entity now from the Republic. They are no longer in control. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the movie was very good for the most part. I thought it was a very well put together movie. Also, the cinematography for the most part was great, except for some of the shots, the space station. But like, there's some of the camera angles, and you could tell with the cranes, just some of these motions sweeping all around, following these people from multiple angles, was really impressive. Really, really impressive. Very well edited, very well paced for the most part. Not sure about Carrie Fisher's acting, though, in this one, to be completely honest. I'm not sure if she was completely with it. The chemistry with her and Harrison Ford was okay, but I don't know. Why didn't they kiss, too? It was weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's been like 30 years since they've talked to each other. I don't think it's been that long, because I think they got together for an anniversary or something, but, you know, I don't know. There were a lot of little minor things like that I thought were just, admittedly, it's mostly nitpicking, but something about this movie was very good, but I don't think it was quite as epic. At least in terms of the scope. I think the story has potential there, but the presentation didn't feel quite as big to me. Mystical, captured the magic, captured Star Wars for sure, but few minor things. Like I said, though, Kylo Ren, a little disappointed in that too, and saw some of the twists coming a lot too. Very predictable movie. So I can't say that it's like the best movie ever, or it's certainly not the best Star Wars movie ever, but you know what? It's better than the prequels, significantly. It was very good. It made me actually like certain things I thought were going to be really stupid about it, so that's an improvement. It was very enjoyable, but there are one or two significant issues I have with it from a storytelling perspective. A little disappointed, but still, ultimately, it's very good. It's Star Wars, and I'm pretty sure most people are going to be very happy with it. So if you haven't seen it already, which you probably have, see it, and you know what? See it again in theaters too. Why not? All right, I'm going to leave it with an A-, and I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. And of course, may the Force be with you. And stay magical.